Well, good evening everyone and welcome to Speed Force Racing. This is Division 3 for the round 11 and it's Imola. Joining with me tonight is of course the legend that is Rug Smithy. How are you doing, Smithy?
I'm doing good, mate. How are you, mate?
I'm alright mate, yeah. Bit of a hectic dash home to get here on time, but yeah, just about managed it mate. But yeah, so it's going to be exciting race tonight, in particular because EA Games have decided to make this track a street circuit. I know that sounds rather cryptic, but basically what it is the track limits are basically absolutely well and truly screwed. Um, Drivers are getting penalties for having two tyres still on the black stuff, random straight 3 second penalties and warnings. It's going to be, I mean, drivers are going to be like 20, 21 second penalties by the end of this race, I think. So, yeah, what do you think of that, mate?
It's a difficult one. I think it's a bit of a disgrace, and yeah, I think EA have done the completely wrong thing with this track, and it's going to be a very interesting race to see how drivers react to it and how they'll deal with penalties. We might even see a disqualification due to too many penalties tonight.
Yeah, I remember in the last game, I think, did you get, was it 8 penalties, 8 time penalties? Or was it a certain amount of seconds, and you got a DSQ? I don't know if that still applies on
Um,
this game. I'm thinking
not too
20,
sure.
I'm sure it's 25 seconds. I've got a figure in my head of 25 seconds. I don't know if that's still the case or not, but um, or whether they still carried that concept over. But we'll see anyway, because I'm pretty sure there's a few drivers here tonight that'll be certainly breaching the 20 second accumulation of time penalties around here. But yeah, it is taking the fun out of the circuit, but everyone's been made aware of it, and especially if they've been practicing, they'll know anyway. Um, so yeah, I think people who can be relatively towards the front and stay penalty free, or at least reduce the amount of penalties they get, will be in good stead for getting a good result out of this. You know, people can be jumping up multiple positions, especially if there's a late safety car as well. And on that subject, safety cars, it is possible around here. There's a lot of run-offs, a lot of sand traps and gravel traps, and if a car is moving slowly through those, it can trigger virtual safety cars and say full safety cars. So yeah, watch out for those tonight. So thinking strategy-wise, unless you have an issue, it's pretty suicidal to do a two-stop round here due to the extremely long pit exit. Um, it's probably one of the longest on the circuit. I don't. You're the stats man round here, Smithy. Is it one of the longest?
I believe it is the longest. If I'm not too wrong, let me just do my quick little research there. I do remember the longest pit lane was France, Paul Ricard. That was an extremely long pit lane, mainly because the limiter line was so far towards the end when there was no pit lane, there was no pit garages.
Ah, and
It was just so
it
long.
spit you onto the turning point of turn one, didn't it?
Yes,
I
it did.
remember that. Yeah, it's horrendous pit exit that.
Um, Technically, the longest pit lane is Interlagos,
Ooh.
but that is due to the S's and uh, well, that.
Yeah, but that kind of negates the length because when you're going through the S's, the people that are exiting the pits are sort of like going the same speed. So for me, that don't really matter because your exit speed in the pits is only a fraction less of what the people are going through on the actual circuit.
Mm,
Maybe what I say fraction, probably 40 or 50 miles an hour difference, but you know it's not as bad as being at Imola where you're flying down that part of the straight about 180 kilometres and you're exiting
yeah,
the pits at 39 miles an hour, whatever it is. You know, it's a bit silly, but
Monza is quite a long one as well. It's of course it's the big massive straight, and you're going extremely slow, and that's a long one to do two stopping as well. But yeah,
yeah, I mean, I tried a bit of a two-stopper last night in practice after spinning a few times, but yeah, the DRS train, the ERS model round here, it's it's going to pay dividends if you can manage your ERS enough. If you deplete your ERS, you're a sitting duck round here. And there's elevation, tight corners, a lot of acceleration zones. So yeah, people who manage their ERS properly or at least efficiently are gonna reap the rewards of that round this circuit. That's for sure. We're just seeing Preb 1 is our first driver out on track.
yeah. I mean, as you can see here, if you're on board with Preb, you can just see how long that pit lane is. There's no guards off to the right, and then you just hit the limit line at the very end of just the massive straight that it is. And let me try and get the official stats up on this.
So we'll stay on board. Well, not on board, but we'll stay fixed with Preb 1 as he does his outlap, just to see what happens with track limits, because I'm sure he's going to get an invalidato, as we like to call it. But yeah, just as you go through that tight left corner that you just seen Preb go through there, there's actually a few lines you can take through there. It's a bit similar to Zandvoort and the banked hairpin corner. You can actually keep an outside line around there to keep your speed high, which gives you better traction going up the hill. Or you can go tight to reduce distance. And with a quick squirt of ERS going up the hill will help your traction up the hill, or your speed up the hill. And then just after that, you've got that really difficult chicane that he's just gone through there. This is going to be penalty central. It really is. I believe the first one you can kind of cut, but the second one, if you get more than 2 tyres off the track or over the white line, you get a penalty. So yeah, we'll just go on board now with Preb 1 from driver view. So Preb just saving a bit of ERS. He's not in overtake on the first part of his lap. He's just in hot lap.
It's very common to see as well. We might see a little scrape out of Tamburello, or at, yeah, there.
So just do a downshift here. No, quick dab of the brakes. No, late downshift there. So yeah, that's interesting from Preb. I do an early downshift to let it ride through on high revs around there. But does he squirt out? Yep, quick squirt of overtake coming up the hill, as I said.
Yeah, as he heads towards Piratella now, after Tozer, easy to just dip a wheel on the grass on the outside, and it just extremely loose for your car, and you might end up in the gravel there.
You're looking tidy though. Looking very tidy. It's been tipped that Preb 1. Ah, there you go. There's our first victim.
You were saying, Dan, and you jinxed him.
Yeah, the good old commentator's curse. So just on board with Mithradari. Sorry about these pronunciations, guys. Bit of a under rotation there on the rear wheels as he approached the chicane, and he's also invalidated. So Ellie's invalidated, Wiggles is invalidated. Doran's currently not invalidated as he's coming over the blind crest. Oh, I was Crispy Pro setting the benchmark of the 1:15.972. So that is the target. That's a pretty good time as well, to be honest with you.
Yeah, slight lock up there from Doran. He's really low on ERS here through Aqua, not Aqua, very anti-alta. It's, I've noticed on this game, you want to be above the 15% mark. If you go below that, you start losing a bit of power.
And you don't recharge as quick as well, yeah.
Yeah.
So he should be able to overtake now to the line. I don't think it'll be enough to knock Chris off.
Not far off.
Not far off, so 4 temps. That's really good there. But yeah, so we've also set times for Silver Fox, Halvor as well. They're in the 1:17s. As the Vicar 1:16.4, absolutely monumental for him there. So let's just go down to Preb 1 and see what he's doing. I think he has done a fast. No, he's not. He's prepping for a fast lap. So let's just see what Mobes is doing. He's invalidatoed as well. Ellie's invalidated. Right, Wiggles. We're on board with Wiggles, sector 2. Let's see what he can do. Coming through the chicane. Keeps it
nice and slow.
Oh, nearly there.
Yeah, the exit was the issue there. And again, below 15%.
Yeah.
It's not going to be helping towards the run to the line.
Yeah, this will be a 1:18, I think. Oh no! Just invalidates Billy G. What can he do? He's just about to cross the line. 30% battery there. Has he saved too much there, do you think? Billy G goes up. Oh, Billy G goes up to P4 with a 1:16.710. So not bad at all.
It was perfect on the save, and I just don't think it was all there through the rest of the track though. And Wiggles as well, you were saying, he's just about, he was miles on the track, as again, we keep saying it's an issue with the game, and it's, yeah.
So yeah, just on board with John Mobes there, he just let off the accelerator just to make sure he stayed on track, so that's a great tactic to do when you're opening laps, just get a banker lap on the board. You don't want to risk having incidents in qualifying, so John there, thinking ahead, just cutting it back a little bit, saving his lap being disqualified. So yeah, he's going to cross the line, probably the 1:18.9 or something. 1:18.2, fair play. Great lap from John Mobes there. And was on board with his teammate, Cowboy 33. He's coming through sector 2. Just goes a little bit wide. Oh, that's unfortunate there.
Yeah, he's got no ERS though, 9%, 8%, and he's coming up towards... He's just entered sector 3 now, this decision. This is where the speed trap is, and it could be a very slow end to his lap after maybe a promising start.
I think it's an Alpine in front. Let's hope he gets out of the way. Might get a bit of outwash from Aeroad here. It's not ideal. He does get out of the way though, fair play. And this looks like an alright lap actually. This could be like a low 1:18. Yeah, 1:18.6, but I think he could have shaved two tenths off there by cutting close to the wall. OWR Mythandra in sector 2. Let's see what he does on the double right. Nice cut in, goes out wide, nice braking, good acceleration, yep, looking really tidy.
Yeah, he's coming up to very end Alta. This could make us break a lap, and it's perfect, there enough.
Let's hope he gets his braking right. This is quite a critical corner because it sets you up for the long straight. This double left-hander. Very close to invalidating there.
It's also a very tough downhill braking for... Oh, that's a lap.
15.6, so it's a pole lap for Mythandra. Now let's just go on board with Chris because he's just done an out lap. He's about to start his second hot lap. And I imagine, OWR Static has just gone faster than Big Pro as well. He's set a 15.755. So the track evolution is getting better and better. A bit of rubber's been laid down, so faster times are being posted by the front runners now. And just looking as well, the constructors, the teams themselves are quite close together. You've got both Mercedes, both Red Bulls. The kit cars are quite close together. The McLarens are close together.
Yeah, but it does tend to happen. Well, it is literally, it's 2x2 for the Mercedes, 2 and 3 completely locked out, and then locked out third row for the Doran and Billy G at the minute.
Oh, Big Chris just... Oh. So Big Chris did what I normally do on that corner, and he dropped down early, and I think the high revs, he's probably got his differential set a little bit too low, so that because he came off the accelerator, the off throttle differential kicked in, and that's what spun him. Yeah, you've got to be careful with that. I find it's the best way to take that corner by dropping down and letting the car run around the corner, but if your off throttle differential is too low, that can spin the car. It's often why you see drivers spinning under braking. It's because when you come off the throttle, the off throttle differential kicks in and turns the car quite aggressively. So it's something that these drivers do need to watch out for, especially around a track like this, which is very technical.
Yeah, it's one of the most technical on the calendar. It's a classic circuit, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it's been there since 70s, 80s. It's definitely 80s, I know that. I'm not too sure on 70s, but...
Oh, Wiggles! 1:15.596 goes into pole. I just caught him there. He'd done 4 laps on those tyres, I think.
5 now.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. I've never seen that tactic before, doing 4 out laps, but it's certainly worked for him.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was doing 4 fast. He was planning on doing 2 out laps, but then not 2 out laps. He planned on doing a fast lap maybe, then a cool, and then another fast. But no, half them were invalidated, so he's just have to put it all together for that one, and it's worked out for him.
So,
go on.
Yeah, go on, mate. Sorry.
I mean, I was just going to make a joke about how this track's probably older than you, but...
The thing is, I do like this track because it forces me to think. I hate places like Monza, where you just get so bored. You know, this track makes you think about what you're doing. It keeps you focused. Although it can bite you in the ass quite quickly and quite viciously, but it does force you to keep concentration, and that's what I need when I race. Yeah, just on board with Simo. It's coming through sector 3. She's coming up on 1 minute 2 seconds, so I imagine this will be about 1:17.7 maybe.
Yeah, it's sort of 17.6 at the minute. She might get a nice little toe to the line.
Yeah.
Could carry a bit more speed through the final corner there, but should be low
17.3, yeah, fair play.
Nice lap.
Great lap from Simo. I don't think it moved her up there though. She stays in P12.
She jumped Halvor, I think.
Who was that? Oh, okay.
17.6. Yeah, 17.6. Yeah, jumped.
So Madgie's in the pit. Let's go with. I think Doran might be setting another lap actually. There, let's go with that. Yeah, he's just started actually. So Doran's obviously blasted his ARS down the straight as again we get to another spinner. Obviously under braking. Don't know whether that was differential.
That was on throttle that time.
Was it on throttle? Was it right? Okay, there you
Yeah.
go. So a little bit too happy with the go pedal there. So he will be abandoning that. It's Preb.
Yeah.
Goes up to P6. So Preb's just taken nearly 3/4 of a second out of his time with a low 1:16.
Yeah, I mean, Doran, it's an easy thing to do. It's because during Tamburello, the second part of Tamburello, you just feel so much grip through the corners as it goes on and goes on, and then you start to get a bit more confident. But sometimes you get too confident, as Doran did, and it tends to result in a spin.
Yeah, so just on board with OWR Mathandri, he was 17 thousandths down on his time in Sector 2. He's actually nearly a tenth down now at the end of Sector 2. So he needs to have he either needs to cancel this out and go get a new set of tyres, or absolutely nail the next two corners.
Looking like he absolutely sent it through the chicane. Nice.
Is he going to bet?
The corner there.
No, he's sticking at it. And he goes pole with a 1:15.4, so yeah, he was a tenth down and he actually went 2/10 up from his time. So those last two corners that he did were absolutely monumentally perfect. So the new benchmark now for Division 3 is a 1:15.465.
So as you mentioned there, he was 10th down, so that's another net 10th he can gain. And then plus the added new tyre freshness.
And track evolution, yeah, so you could be looking at close to a 1:15 dead really, if we're being realistic now. Out laps for Wiggles, Chris and Ellie, I believe it was. Yep, Ellie's just started.
Yeah, Ellie nice and easy through Tamburello. Don't want to touch that curb too much in the second part again like Doran did. Very easy to spin, heading down to Villeneuve.
I've just noticed there though, Ellie's approach to that corner, she was slightly on the dirty line, so her left tyres would have been a little bit dirty from the marbles. This game's overpowered with dirty tyres, so not the optimal line there approaching that corner for Ellie.
Yeah, that's easy to do. Of course, it's a very tight corner. It's not easy. Nice save there by Ellie as well. And if you heard a little screech of the tyres there through Aqua Minerale.
Oh, that looked like a bit of under rotation there on the rears, but she saved it.
Now into the downhill braking. Nice and easy for her there. Seems to have done it nice and done. She's got the spare ERS. She's going to run off just at the line and 4/10 up, but no
Chris is down
on position.
Chris is down on his time, so let's jump to Wiggles. Oh, Wiggles is invalidated. He's harvesting, so I think he's going to go again. And Halvor's invalidated as well. So lots of invalidations. Anyone in the pit, they're probably approaching the last 20 seconds where they need to press leave, because it takes about 20 seconds for your car to actually get out the pit and get on track. And obviously you need the fastest lap plus about 30 seconds. So yeah, now's the time to leave the pits if they're not already left.
And of course, it's well, yeah, it's not allowed to cut corners, so they can't really go out late and just straight line one of the chicanes.
As we all used to do back in the day. Before rules came into league racing.
Oh yeah, that was a monster classic for me.
Oh, these people who make these rules, you know.
I wonder who makes the rules in our league. Must be an absolute monumental,
Beep.
horrible man.
Yeah, he is. You wouldn't like to get stuck in a pub with that guy. So just on
Humble
board.
as ever, Dan.
Just on board with Halvor. He's having a bit of a scruffy lap, a bit of oversteer there, and yeah, he's having a back right off there. So not great for Halvor. It looks like Vickers staying in the pits, so not coming out again. Billy G, what's he doing? Let's have a look. He's in sector 2.
10th down through the middle sector. He looks like he's using all of his overtake through to the final sector now. That was nice. That was brilliant for Wiggles there.
I know,
right on the limit.
He had a bit of a hesitation on the steering angle then as well. 17,000's down. It's a good lap though, mate. It's a good lap. OWR Mathandri.
And that is prebbing the gravel as well through Tamburello, so that's him in the best he can get is P6 at the minute.
So let's see what Mathandri does at the end of sector 1. He's up by 36 thousandths. So that's a gnat's whisker faster than what he was doing on the previous hot lap.
I've just noticed there, John Mobe's up at least half a second there through the middle sector. Let's see what he can do through the final. And 8/10 improvement, and he's within a tenth of Maggi there. That's a brilliant lap for him.
Yeah, fair play.
Speaking of Maggi, he's about to finish his lap now, and he goes to P6.
Yeah, Wiggles is down 4 seconds. He's out. That's it. It's Wiggles is done. OWR Stank, he's down by about 3 thousandths going into sector 2. He's got the chicane and 2 left-handers.
What a lap.
Oh my god, Mathandri just went 1:15.346. How did he do that?
Big Pro about 3/10 through the first sector there, actually 296 through sector 1. Coming to the sector 2 timing line now, 5/10 up.
Who's that, sorry?
Oh, Big Pro through Chris Big Pro through the chicane, slight lock on the rear, and that might have just cost them a couple of tenths there. He was half a second up last time it had a split.
This could be P2, mate.
And it is
Paul. Chris Big Pro bringing out the big guns on the last hot lap. Just check my G, who's in P6. He's invalidated. I think that's it. Yep, that's qualifying done.
That was some lap by Chris Big Pro, and he could have gone even faster as well. I just noticed through chicane he locked up slightly on the rears.
That's half a tenth there then, yeah.
Yeah, at the very least.
Wow. Right, so absolute monumental big guns coming out for Big Chris Big Pro. Almost 2 tenths quicker than Mithranda. Wiggles, another 2 tenths back. Stank, a tenth back from him. And then there's a bit of a jump to Billy G, nearly 3 tenths to P5. So this track is separating the type of drivers that we have. So it is a technical track. It's similar to like how I don't like Monza. Monza's not very technical, but it's unforgiving because if you miss your braking by 5 metres, you lose a lot of time. On this track, you've just got to be on it, and that suits certain drivers, and I think that's what we're seeing in the times on the board, because Division 3, very good drivers, but yeah, these tracks are certainly separating the people that like the technical circuits and those that don't.
Yeah, which obviously it would. It's one of them old school circuits like Barcelona and.
It doesn't help that the ERS is so overpowered here. So if you've got the ERS available, it's worth. I mean, you know, a full battery and a full deployment is worth. Oh my word!
Oh,
Noah's Ark has arrived at Imola.
Bit more than Noah's bloody Ark, mate.
I hope they brought their armbands and their the pink floating swans, because this looks biblical. This could be one of the best races of Division 3 this season. This is going to be very difficult.
Yeah, throw Hallie into one of the dips, get away to swim.
So yeah, so the heavens have opened. This is going to be super interesting. I think we might see a few safety cars, Smithy. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. And as well, it's already quite a high downforce circuit. Could we have seen someone knock a few notches up on the front wing or the rear wing and just get that extra tenth it might have cost them in qualifying
Well,
down the straight? And
that is a great point, Smithy. So yeah, the people that are like, P6, P7, P8, that kind of area, they may have been running a higher downforce rear wing, because obviously everyone who's involved in F1 or F1 esports knows in qualifying, once you go from that garage, you cannot touch your rear wing. It's set. So you have to plan for the race. So if you plan a higher rear wing because you know it's going to rain, you lose the straight line speed, but you gain it in the race. So this could be another dimension that we didn't know as commentators, because we don't get the weather forecast, and no one's, well, I say no one's let us know. They might have, I've not looked at my phone. Someone might have been nice enough to say it's going to rain in the race, but I didn't look. So yeah, interesting.
let's have a quick look. Come, nope, no one's let us know.
Beep.
There goes, mate. You said if you have a look in comms room, Wiggle said, "Yeah, you ready, boys? Yeah, Wiggles, all good to go, mate." And then expletive, calling us expletive there. So I guess we can just reiterate it back to him after he's refused to let us know.
Right, so I was just on board with Man G there, and we saw Billy G 1977 just coming through the left hairpin, and as he exited, he got a massive tank slapper. So it obviously they're on cold tyres, it's the outlap, so conditions are not good. It looks shiny as there are a few. Oh, seeing Preb 1 getting a bit sideways. We are seeing like the tyre tracks, so it's not biblical wet. I think it's on a scale of 1 to 10, if 1 is like the basic intermediate level and 10 is like puddles everywhere, we're on about a 6.
Right. I'm just going to quickly grab a drink as we're slowly formation lap. I'll be back in less than a minute.
Oh, right. So, Gogs, as always, we didn't mention him in qualifying because the guy doesn't qualify. I think he's living up to the old fable that he has to go from last to first before he can attempt a qualifying session. We'll soon see. Doran got a bit too close to his pit box, so his grid box, and is disqualified. Cowboy also the same.
Looks like I've nailed it there.
5 red lights are there. And they're out. Away they go. Stank got a great start. And so did Wiggles as Stank moves to the right hand side.
This could end in disaster. 3 wide into turn 1, and he's on the grass, and it will end in disaster.
As Wiggles getting pushed left. Wiggles sideways.
Save. He's still there in P4 though. He's managed to save it. Mad G on his outside.
More contact again.
G. This is crazy. Preb might be going for a move into Villeneuve, and he has gone for a move, and he's gone.
What's Preb doing there? So Preb's lost loads of positions there. So yeah, Elbows got sent out there at the start. I think people were just trying to figure out traction. But yeah, Chris Big Pro's in the lead, 1.5 seconds already. But that is the benefit of having clear vision at the front of the field. You can absolutely pull out a lead. So this is playing to Chris Big Pro's hands here. He's got clear vision, he knows where to brake. The only problem he'll have is when he starts to get back up to the rear of the field, and he'll lose the vision again. But yeah, absolute monumental start from Chris. Wiggles is still putting pressure on Mathander. I think everyone just needs to settle down.
As well, the contact at the start has given him a big lead, 1.5 seconds. Sorry about that, that's an alarm. Yeah, that is nearly 2 seconds now even. Matrandia goes off, Wiggles goes off through the final 2 corners slightly. Matrandia coming worse off from it.
So, Smithy, I'm just on board with Gogs, as Chris Big Pro sets the fastest lap at the minute as a 1:34.681. Gogs has gone from P16 to P11 in 1 lap. Less than 1 lap, actually.
Ooh, and Wiggles gets the move done into Tamburello as well, and that's good for Gogs. He has got a 2 second gap though to the next nearest car, and it looks like it's starting to lighten up. Mad G on the gravel, getting pushed off by Matrandia there. Billy G gets the move as well. Ooh.
So Gog's up 5 positions. We've got Doran, Ellie and Haldor all up 2 positions because the Vicar having issues on the first lap. I think Vicar just needs to settle into it.
This is some scrap for people at the minute. 3 cars still side by side up through towards T7.
Yeah, I'm just on board with Billy G, who's getting pressured by Mad G now. Mad G all over his gearbox. I always envy that. It's a skill that I don't have, being able to follow so closely. I need to see the braking line. I've not mastered braking zones and stuff yet, so I always envy drivers that can follow so closely. And
yeah,
Mad G was so far up his rear that he was popping out of his gob. So
Billy G there. I don't know if you noticed there through towards the final corner. He was on the outside curb, which obviously is a raised one, so that could have affected him really on the way he's braking.
yeah, Chris Big Pro's now 3.3 seconds in the lead, which just shows you how good it is to have no rooster tails spraying in your face. I mean, Chris Big Pro is obviously the fastest driver in Division 3, but in these conditions, when you've got clear picture like he's got, I mean, let's go on board and show you what I mean. That's what he's seeing. For those of you watching on the stream, as he just gets a little bit of a lock-up and a bit of an understeer moment there, but, you know, that's what Chris is seeing. And then we go to people like Wiggles, or, yeah, Mathanda, who's seeing this, you know, rooster tails, a little bit of spray here and there. You can't really, I mean, when you're driving yourself, you do see the line, but it's it's murky. So yeah, and that's what Chris is seeing. So of course he's got an advantage. You know, I envisage by lap 10, we might see Chris 10 seconds in the lead, and although he's the fastest driver Division 3, it's not going to be conclusive of his pace because it's the conditions. You know, it's 10 seconds of clear vision.
Yes, Staniak as well, he's starting to get a bit clearer on the vision now that he's 3.5 seconds back. So we could see that gap just drop a little bit. Wiggles, of course, right behind him. A little slide there for Staniak.
And the other thing as well, we don't know the weather, do we? It might clear up in 5 laps time. These might be going on slick soon. We don't know this.
And I've just noticed as well, he's just pulled nearly a second back. Chris Big Pro has just lost a second to Staniak through the final sector as Matrandia, this is gonna either end in disaster or Mad G's off a little bit. It's a sore fight with Matrandia here.
See, Mathanda was showing a bit of a moment. It's going too wide. He's going to have the inside line over the crest of the hill though.
That'll work, yeah. He's had the spin.
You know, he's not got the traction. He's not got the traction. I'm going to do something. Yeah, he's down on his ERS. Let's see Mathandra. Yeah, so I think Wiggles is struggling because he's using ERS. I don't think he's got the pace in the wet, mate.
I mean, he had the pace there. He was all over the back of Staniak, and then I think he just lost it through Vilna.
That's the thing, though, with the wet running. You have to stay focused. Once you lose that rhythm, it takes half a lap to get back in that rhythm. You know, it's not like in the dry where you can shake your tyres off and get back in it. It does take a while in the wet when you lose that rhythm.
Absolutely.
And I believe Wiggles is he medium TC this season?
I think might be non even.
No, he's not non. He's not non, otherwise he'd be in P15. Or
16. Three-car battle for 14th, by the way. John Moles box all over him.
I was just looking down the line. Yeah. There's a big battle in for where Wiggles is. There's about 7 cars nose to tail, pretty much. In fact, not that far off the. If you take Chris Big Pro out of the equation, it's a.
Oh, you're you're lagging for me, mate. I don't know.
No, it was my voice control kicked in for some reason. I need to turn that function off. I don't know how, mate, but
I think if there's a safety car, I'll be able to just quickly run through with you on how to. If we don't want a safety car, obviously, but if Matrandi, he's still over the back.
I know.
Wiggles has.
He's the cork in the bottle, isn't he? He's the cork in the bottle. And I imagine there's about 5 or 6 drivers going, Wiggles! Although, right, so second as well.
Second.
So the penalties have started.
We should see them just absolutely fly in now. Skanek only 2 seconds now from Chris Big Bro. Let's say that he's lost 3/10 there through the final corner. There we go, fastest lap. Billy G now fastest lap.
Yeah, so imagine these wet weather tyres, or the extremes as they call them, or full wets. They've probably got a little bit more heat in them now. They've been punished a little bit. They're a little bit more malleable, getting a bit more grip there, disperse a bit more water. But are we seeing now the setup come into play, Smithy? Is this what we're seeing?
I think slightly. If you ride on board with Chris Big Pro or even Janek, or well anyone with a decent gap in front of them, you can start to see a bit of a drier line come through well, the optimal racing line. Obviously, it's just slightly, you can see it off in the distance where there's a lot more shine, off on the side where there's no well there is the water, but
well, do you know what I've noticed as well? OWR Stanek, he's actually got like an extra driving line, because he's actually seeing Chris Big Pro's tyre marks in the wet. So he's seeing his lines. So these two, they're teammates, but Chris Big Pro's helping his teammate out because he's actually drawing a line of what the fastest line around this circuit is.
What? Sorry for an interruption there. It's 3 wide. Ellie's just forced Dora on the grass through the chicane. They're still side by side, and I don't know what's happened, because Ellie was on the outside through the chicane, through the second part of the chicane. And then Halvor, contact. Halvor kind of forced her off, and then the cars glitched, and they ended up swapping sides somehow. Like, one ended up in the air, one ended up underneath.
Chris Big Pro, 3 seconds. That's big.
That's huge.
That's big from Chris Big Pro. That is not what the leader of this race wanted.
No, and I've just realised I've been ranting on there about absolute. Yeah.
It's what, sorry?
I've just been absolutely rambling on there about like something that happened, didn't even catch it. Vickers back. I think Ellie just got back and passed back. Vicker.
Back passed.
Got to catch me. Back passed. Yeah.
It's been a long day, mate. Yeah. I know. I feel you, mate.
I've been up since 7. It's the first day of college, mate.
I've been up since 4:30, mate.
I've had college to do. My first day.
Oh, hard day. Hope your day at college went well, Smithy. And I mean that. So yeah, 3 drivers now with 3-second penalties. We've got Chris Big Pro, we've got Mr. Wiggles, and we've got Halvor. So this could be really big by the end of this race. We don't know if this rain is going to stop, but we are now seeing a bit of a gap. In fact, let me just flick on the gap to the leader. There you go. That's the gap to the leader across the field. Simo at the back, no disrespect, is nearly a full lap, half a lap behind. Excuse me. And it's, I probably shouldn't have said that. It's very difficult in these conditions. Not everyone likes wet conditions. I like wet conditions. I don't know about you, Smithy, but I do enjoy wet conditions. It's not for everyone. It's not for everyone's style. But yeah, the 38 seconds, even like the 13 seconds for the Vicker. Vicker's a quick driver. Obviously, he's not liking the rain. We'd normally be seeing the Vicker a little bit further up than where he is, but obviously not ideal for the Vicker's driving style. It's not for everyone. I like it because I do like an oversteery car, and I like catching it, and I like drifting. Not when I say drifting the car through a corner, it's microscopic drifting. You know, it's when you go through a corner in the wet, the car is technically sliding sideways at all times. You don't really feel it when you're driving, but it technically is drifting sideways. And when you work that into your lines, you can you can work it in so nice that you get the lap time. And that's like I was saying earlier, like when you lose it, when you lock up or when you have a little half spin, it spoils that rhythm. And it takes you a good half a lap to get back into the rhythm, to find that groove where the car's sliding for you. Or if you're the other way around and you're like a pointy car, you know, getting that front end biting again. You know, when you have a spin, if you overheat your tyres, or even if you let the tyres cool down too much, it's getting that point back to where you're actually focused and back in that rhythm. It takes a while in the wet.
Yeah, the wet is probably where you find out who's probably one of the better drivers on the grid. And I don't know if I've just seen, but what happened to Stanek? He lost P2.
Oh yeah, good spot. Yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, Billy G has got past Stanek. It might have been a moment for Stanek then, because he was about a second and a half. Yeah, he was about a second and a half in front of Billy G. So Billy G's now. Let's see the delta time for Billy G to Chris Big Pro. Is he on a charge? Because
looks like it.
It looks like it. Yeah, he's bringing back tenths every couple of corners. So has Billy G found his rhythm? Well, it's sort of like a good point. You know what I was saying. Has Billy G now found his rhythm?
Maybe, and that looks of it.
Mate, that's nearly 3/4 of a second in less than half a lap. Halvor, welcome to the penalty club again.
Yeah, again,
or,
Chris Big Pro, of course, yeah.
Or, Smithy, has Chris Big Pro done his tyres in, pushing too much?
And as well, Stanek is now falling into the clutches of Mad G. So, I think they've pushed too hard in the early stages. They're not really cooling them down. It looks like there's an inter kind of line coming through now. I don't know if you can see it through the middle of the track.
Yeah, I'm on the cuff, mate. It's sort of appearing, isn't it? That little driving line. Billy G fastest lap. So yeah, Billy G's on a massive push. In fact, I'm going to be naughty here. I'm going to put his telemetry on. Yeah, he's on 70%. So it's not like he's burning his battery.
And I don't know if he'll do it down the next straight here. Just watch him through the little straight between Vilna. No, what I've seen him doing slightly is just cooling the tyres down, hitting the water, getting the tyres cool, getting the water put through them, and it's been working.
I think. Do you know what I think as well, mate? Judging by his throttle input, he's blipping the throttle. That suggests to me that he's on pad, so he might have the inbuilt pad stability working for him as well. There, see the blip?
Yeah, I just saw that.
Yeah, so I think it might be that he's on pad and there's a little bit of the pad inbuilt stability controls going on here, because he's literally sucking on the fumes of Chris Big Pro now. Yeah. He's starting to get that slipstream effect down the straights. Stanek's still on him though. Stanek's still on him. Welcome to the club.
Yeah, Stanek, he's started to push a bit through this last couple corners really, last half a lap. And looks like he's not in striking distance, nowhere near striking distance, but
yeah, I mean,
it might be on a bit of a comeback. Sorry.
DRS not involved in this race at the minute, so this is all driver skill and ERS management that we're seeing.
Absolutely. Just a quick question. Do you have...
Oh, Chris Big Pro had a massive moment there. Massive moment. It was a tank slapper and a half, mate. I was just on board with Billy G, and as he came out of that left-hander, he got a massive tank slapper. So that's now brought it down to nearly a second. So Billy G will be reaping the benefits of that. He'll be getting a slipstream up the hill. Yeah, it's under a second now.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say, have you got any do you know anyone that streams these races? Because I could get their POV up. I believe in the race.
Mad G, Doran. No, the Vicar doesn't. But yeah, I've got a feeling Chris Big Pro's not set his car up for the wet conditions. I think that's what's happening. Oh, and again, Chris Big Pro again, as he turns right into the chicane, got a massive snap.
That's what he did in qualifying. He did that in qualifying as well on his polar.
Chris is not enjoying this setup in the wet conditions as the tyre wear starts to kick in. So that suggests to me that it's a setup issue, and Billy G has set his car up for the wet because he's absolutely flying now. Could we see Billy G, a resurgence like a phoenix from the flames, flying up and taking Oh, Stanek with the fastest lap though, and he's still on his tail. This is turning out to be an epic battle for the lead now, and we're only coming up to just past 1/3 of this race, so we're not even touching the water yet.
Yeah,
although we are technically sailing.
A bit more than sailing at this point. And going back to their sailing, Chris Big Pro's driving a boat at the minute.
I think we could see Billy G overtake him up the hill here if he gets a good traction out the hill. Is it enough? No, not quite enough. We're going to stay on board with Billy G on the driver view here. I say driver view because this is majority of esports drivers' view. You know, some do cockpit view, but for the most part, esports drivers use low-level esports drivers use this view.
And he's going to go into it.
He is.
No, he's going to back out surely.
Oh yeah, sensible, very sensible from Billy G there. But that has brought Stanek a little bit closer, as he just gets a little bit of understeer coming out the chicane, and that's brought Stanek to his left-hand side. Stanek's going to put some pressure on him. Thinks better of it. He's going to wait until the straight and get in his slipstream, I think. So this has brought these three closer together. So
yeah,
the Red Bull in a Mercedes sandwich here. What's going to happen? Let's go on board with Stanek from driver view. Let's see what happens. So Billy G pulls to the left, gets a bit of a clean. No, he's not. He's pulled back in again. Goes to the right-hand side this time. It's going to be close. Don't go for it. Don't do it. Don't do it. He didn't do it. Fair play.
Thought better.
No,
he's made a mistake. He's forced a mistake.
This is great driving from Billy G and Stanek.
He's forcing mistakes out of Chris Big Pro. He's kind of faking it. He's forcing him to brake later than he wants to be.
Chris is under pressure here, mate. Massive pressure from Chris Big Pro here. He's feeling it.
Yeah, let's see up the hill.
But I tell you what though, mate. Who's lurking in the background as the Jaws chasing the boat? Mad G's coming into the mix, mate. He's chewing away at those seconds. He's nearly under a second now. So Mad G clinging onto the coattails of Chris Big Pro, Billy G and Stanek. He wants a bit of this. There's a bit of a gap back to Wiggles, but we're sort of getting towards halfway, not far off. Could you see the likes of Wiggles, Mathander, Halvor, Doran, Gogs pit early to get some fresh wets?
Well, there's contact between Wiggles and Matrandia through the chicane. Halvor getting another penalty. Is that 9 seconds now?
9 seconds now, I believe, yeah. Let's put that on for the guys. Penalties, there you go. So it's 3 for Chris Big Pro, 3 for Mathandra, 3 for Wiggles, 9 for Halvor. Wow, and then 3 for Simo at the back. As we just see, Billy G still under pressure as we see Stanek putting a move on. No, he thinks better of it. So again, stays the same. Chris Big Pro, Billy G, then Stanek. Mad G just sitting back prey. I think Mad G, he needs to sit where he is for another 2 laps, pit early, get some fresh wets on, and then he could potentially sail out into the lead here. Mad G could really undercut these guys if he plays his cards right. If these guys, if it's a full wet race for the full entire race, if these guys try and do the no stop, which is possible in wet conditions, Mad G could pit and potentially win this race by a country mile if these guys are brave enough to do the no stop.
I mean, that'll be a big risk, to be honest. I don't see the no stop being...
I don't.
I see going to Inters, to be honest.
It's an option though, isn't it? It's an option.
Inter.
Inter?
It's probably going to go Inters, yeah.
Yeah, it could do. I mean, I must admit, I do like the fact that Speed Force Racing do approximate weather, because it might say that it's half the race wet, half the race inters, but the approximate weather can basically tell you to go do one and go, oh, you thought you knew the weather? Nah, I'm going to surprise you. And it does throw up some curveballs. It does. Although I do think EA need to tweak it a little bit, where they don't just flick a switch and it goes from full wets to inters in a lap. I think it needs to be more gradual. You know, in real life, when it's torrential and the rain stops, you've still got about a lap and a half to 2 laps.
Big Pro, Big Pro, Big Pro!
Oh, he's out. Oh.
Lead change. And he's going to get done by his teammate and all.
He is.
Down towards Villeneuve.
Oh, Chris Big Pro.
Oh, contact, and he's gone again.
His tyres are gone. I'm telling you now, Chris Big Pro has got a dry setup on.
That's for sure. I mean,
Either
I
that.
saw
Go on.
through Tamburello, he just went wide on the curb, and yeah, he lost him. Easy to do, and he was gone.
It's either a dry setup or it's an insufficient wet setup. I think his tyres are hurting. Actually, do you know what I think it might be? I think it might be ride height. I think now he's lost a little bit of fuel weight. The car's getting pushed down and he's technically losing aero because of the wetness. I think if it becomes dry, you'll see Chris Big Pro come back through. If it stays wet, we're going to see him drop, because now he's lost that fuel weight. I think the car is technically bottoming out without bottoming out, because it's making contact with the moisture.
The real question is EA smart enough to actually put that in this game?
Yes, I think they are, because the down. No, I do think there is, because you do have to raise your ride heights in the wet conditions, and I think that's what it might be. Because if you think about the weight of the fuel, they've done 16 laps, which is 2.2 kilos per lap. That's 10 laps is 220, add another 100, so that's nearly 300 kilos of fuel that they've burnt off.
That is big. Stanek has just overtaken Billy G. Billy G's got a 3-second time penalty from that as well.
That is big.
That could be removed, possibly.
But yeah, so that's 300 kilos of fuel they've already lost. Is that right? 10 laps is 20. Oh, sorry, 10 laps is 22. So 35 kilos of fuel they've lost. You know, that's half a person. So that might be pushing Chris Big Crow's car further down because of the lack of weight. So who knows? We're guessing here. We're guessing. But yeah, big change in the running now. Stanek is now in the lead, nearly a second in front of Billy G and Chris Big Pro, who both got 3 seconds. Excuse me.
That pushes my G into a net P3 at the minute as well.
Yeah, nearly P2 really.
Yeah, P2
1, 4,
even, sorry,
2,
yeah.
He's 6/10 off P2.
Oh, he's got P2.
No, 1.6 plus 3 is 1.9, plus the 1.7 is 3.3, so he's just behind P2.
No, because Billy G's got the penalty and he's 3/10 ahead of Chris Big Pro, who's 1.9, so he's got it. He's got P2, and Stanek in.
Oh, Stanek's in. That's early. Okay. Well, no, it's not early. That's about right. That could be a great move from Stanek, though. Great move.
It's wet though. That's literally halfway through. Vitrangi is in as well. Halvor and Wiggles on wets. They're all going wets, so I don't think it will go into.
It's a wet race, isn't it? Yeah, looks like it.
That's a big risk if it will go into towards the end, maybe.
I reckon John Mobes, Silver Fox, Simo, they're going to go long to about 20 laps, then put inters on. They've got nothing to lose. You know, they may as well. Or as Cowboy comes out on wets.
I think it's all wet, to be honest.
I mean, it don't look like this is letting up.
John Mobes has got a decent gap as well there to Preb.
But Preb's going to eat that away with fresh wets, mate.
Can he get the overtake done? And more importantly, Chris!
Another penalty! Seconds. Another penalty for Chris.
And as well, as I was saying, question for Preb, can he get the move done cleanly? That's the more important thing. Can he get the move done?
Here's one for you, Smithy.
Cleanly?
Can you check the standings, mate? Oh, Chris, right, Billy G and Chris are both in. Mad G's in. What's Doran going to do?
Billy G, 10 seconds.
No, Billy G, Doran's in. Gogs is staying out. Gogs is staying out.
Is that a perfect double stack from Red Bull?
So Gogs has stayed out, mate. Ellie has come in. Stanek's now on fresh tyres. Is he going to take the lead? I don't think he is. Because, Gogs needs to pit, but is he going to take net P2? Yes, he is, quite easily. In miles, yeah. So those fresh tyres. Wow, nearly 2 seconds. So he's gained a second. So
15 seconds gap as well to Gogs. And
mate, look at the delta. Look at the delta coming down. Every corner, a tenth, a 2/10, 3/10.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that will save Gogs at the minute is a safety car.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, mate. I don't think so. Unless someone at the back on worn tyres has a spin or anything. But no, I don't think it's going to happen, mate. I think everyone's driving so well. I don't think a safety car's going to come out, mate. I mean, we've not even got anyone really close together, apart from Cowboy and Silver Fox, that can make contact. Unless someone that's within a second of someone locks up and rear ends someone. I don't think we are going to get a safety car.
Maybe, maybe not. I mean, all it takes in this game is to take a front wing off, so...
Smithy, Stanik's taken 3 seconds out of Gogs in less than a lap.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, what's Gogs thinking? He's staying out again.
Inters for Simo.
Yeah, I thought there'd be one brave soul that did it, and fair play to Simo. Bless her cotton socks for trying it. I think it's the wrong. I think it's the wrong call. But let's go on board with her and see how well it turns out. Because I've probably done it now. Simo's probably going to bring our safety car out by being on inters. I'm not saying that's her fault, but you know,
it's a risk.
Here we go. First braking zone. Don't look too bad. Oh, traction! Yeah, traction was the straight line speed's going to be better, but the traction out of the corner is going to be lacking.
Yeah, always will be though. And she's on the grass. Don't think.
No, there you go. Front end turning slow corners is bad.
Yeah, I think she was on the grass there though. It's not really a fair one for that.
Yeah. Mate, Stanik is now within 11.5 seconds of Gogs.
Gogs last lap, let me have a quick look.
Mate, I don't know what Gogs is thinking, mate. I don't know what he's thinking. Wiggles, 3 seconds! Oh.
Big. I mean, Stianek last lap was 3 seconds faster. 2 seconds faster, sorry, than Gogs. So, at this rate, he'll be lap 26. He'll get there.
But yeah, I think Wiggles was stroking his pet whippet there because he took his eye off the ball and got another track limit. So just leave your whippet alone, Wiggles. Like, your dog can wait, mate. You can have a cup of tea later.
Don't call us white though. Sorry, Wiggles.
Billy G with the fastest lap, 1:27.272, which is a full 12 seconds slower than what the qualifying lap time was in the dry.
He's flying now though, Gogs. What was that lap? 20...
I mean, you've only got to look at what we're looking on screen with Stanik. It's like a tenth every corner nearly.
I mean, I've just seen this. Stianek has been... sorry, Billy G took 3 seconds out of Gogs that lap. And probably about 10 out of Billy G's lap.
Simo's bleeding time at the back on those inters. I really respect the fact she tried it, but it's like nearly half a second every 3 corners. I think for Simo now it's a case of hanging on and wait for a safety car. I think Gogs is trying the same. He's hanging on for a safety car. His tyres are screaming. He's only 20 laps on wets. And in conditions where the car's sliding, I imagine they're at about 65% wear. You're at the crux point now. Do you cut your loss and just pit, or do you double down and stay out? What would you do, Smithy, in Gog's position? You started last, you're in first, on worn tyres in the wet, and he's pitting.
There we go.
There you go.
There's an answer. The question is, what does he go on to? Does he go...
He's going to go wets, mate. You can't do anything but wets, mate.
Does he go ballsy? Oh, I mean, we've seen Simo do it. Let's have a quick look.
It's Inters! It's Inters! Oh, no! Why would you do Inters?
I think this is the true test to see if Inters are the better tyre.
Oh, no.
No offence to Simo, she's too far back to even...
He's just spent three laps doing 2 laps slower than what the leader was doing, and now he's back out in P10, which is 6 positions up, but he's now on Inters, and what? Let's wait for it to stabilise. So 4 seconds. Right, okay, so it's stabilised now. It's 3.8. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Smithy?
He's faster.
Has he just pulled a blinder out here? No. Look at the line. Look at the line. Has he pulled an absolute blinder here?
Look at the rain as well. It looks like
I know. I'm noticing. Has Gogs just pulled a blinder here?
If he wins this race, I will I have no words. He's just pulled 3/10 on the Vicar. Half a second now on the Vicar. He's doing it. It's
Right.
faster.
No way. Right, go and race go race director in about in 2 laps time. Go race director and compare lap times.
That is definitely the plan. I'm just going to check now. What's the gap to the leader? He's got 17 seconds, less than 10 laps. This could be risky.
No, but if he gets within like P6, P5, with those penalties of the front leaders, Mad G could win it and Gogs be P2.
Could we see as well the
Hang on,
tyres
let's just say this:
the...
lap 22, Mad G wins, Gogs P2. Just in case the prophecies are right and it comes true.
Can I just say, Stanek is really struggling now. Look at him; he's absolutely all over the road. Billy G's there with him every step of the way now, and it looks like this could be a blinder from Gogs. Looks like the wet might be just absolutely wearing and overheating now.
Yeah, but then there's 5 seconds between Vicar and Doran, so it's a lot. It's a lot of time to make up. I mean, let's just flick leader on. Come on, he's got 16 seconds to make up. Is he 1.3 seconds a lap quicker?
And the rest.
Do you think he's more than that?
He needs to be a lot quicker than that, but I'll just check it at the end of this next lap.
10 laps at 1.3 is 13 seconds. That would put him
13 seconds, it'll be. So about P2.
Yeah, so put him P2. But if it dries up more, obviously, plus the penalties.
Right, so lap 23, Stanek does a... lap 23. Well, lap 22, end of lap 22, a 28.0. Then Gogs...
I'm board with Gogs now. He's going to do a 26. Thought to a 26.2, mate.
26.2.
Easily. He could easily win this. If he carries on. Yeah, if he carries on with this pace, he can easily win this. With the penalties involved.
He needs to overtake though, that's the issue, he needs to get the overtakes done.
Yeah, and his tyre's going to wear. Right, okay, this has got interesting now. Very interesting.
Why is it always interesting races when it's wet?
I think...
It's boring.
I actually think if Stanek pits now for Inters, he could be with Gogs at the end on fresher tyres. If Stanek, if you're listening to the stream, cut your losses, pit for Inters, because that's going to protect your win or your podium.
At the very least, the podium, mate. He's still got to get the overtakes, and he's got to overtake how many cars? He's got to overtake Stanek himself, Mad G, Doran, and Vicar.
Yeah, but the grip...
overtake more than that.
But the grip he's got's monumental, mate. Out of the traction zones alone, just out of the last turn. I'm on board with Gogs now, right? He's all over these guys. He might even take him before the second to last turn.
He's going to do it.
You know, it'd be sensible. He won't. He won't.
Halvor again.
Look round the outside for Gogs as Ellie was ghosting there for some reason, but yeah, he gets it done.
Simo.
Oh, is it Simo? Oh.
Yeah, Ellie's 16 seconds back. Billy G's in, by the way, and he is on Inters.
Could be Inters.
So he's cut it as well. He knows it's faster.
I think some people listen to the stream, Smithy.
Yeah, well, hello. Secondly, Gogs will win this race at this pace.
Simo at the back there, struggling.
Yeah, that's a tough one for her. She'll fight back next week, she always does. Gogs fastest first sector as well.
So, we're actually at the realms now. 8 laps to go. 13 laps behind the leader is Gogs. Does Stanek have... Do you know when it's a wet race and it ends on slicks and you're on wets with 2 laps to go, you just go to the end, don't you? Is this sort of the same thing for Stanek on the wets to the intermediates? Is he just going to have to go to the end to protect that lead? I think 2 laps ago or even 3 laps ago was his point to protect the win. It's gone now. I think if he pits now, he's lost it. So I think he's in the realms now of just going to the end. He's got to protect the lead. He's got to protect the win. It's all or nothing.
Right, comparing last laps, Gogs was a second up on the Go on. And there we go, 25.7. And I don't know what that is. So 25.7. Stanek sets a 29.8 with a warning. So he's... Wait, did he get a penalty this time? No. Stanek's on 3 warnings. 1 for a collision. 2 for track limits.
Oh! As we just see Wiggles getting sideways in Sector 1.
And this, look at this, Gogs are just strolling up to the back of Wiggles, Doran and Halvor here. Mad G decided to cut his losses too. He's decided to, decided to hit as well. Simo's round in Sector 1 and Ellie's round as well through Sector 1. I've just seen a Ferrari spin off in the background.
7 laps to go, 10 seconds from the lead. Gogs is pushing. Could this be the day the fable ends? Could this day be the day that the prophecy is actually made?
What, from last to first?
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know about Gogs. My personal belief is that he's had a bet with his mate that he can't qualify until he's done a last to first challenge. And
he never speaks though, does he? He never confirms or denies it.
Well, no, he's a mute, isn't he? Yeah, he's obviously a mute. So
Gogs getting past Halvor there as well through turn 1. Could we see Doran struggling there by the looks of it? There we go. He's just going to let it out.
But the next thing is that Gogs is approaching Doran in the Red Bull with wings. But at the minute, it's like Gogs has got the wings. You know, he's just. I mean, I don't want to go back to the initial openings of this stream about setups, but again, could this be setups playing a part? You know, was there someone that was between a dry setup and a wet setup, and the intermediates are now coming into play? I don't know. There's so many unknowns when we're commentators, you know, and there's so many unknowns anyway as drivers. Is it setup? Is it high downforce, low downforce?
Wiggles another. That's 9 now for Wiggles.
Your time penalties are not bloody whippets, mate. You're not collecting them. You don't need more whippets.
You know, I've just noticed Gogs seems to be slowing down. He's just gained 100% ERS through the fan.
Yeah,
33% through Sector 1.
Yeah, because he wants to do it down the straight. Oh, look at that!
He's going to go for it.
It's mind games, mate. That's mind games. That's saying, hey, I'm here. I'm going to come through. You better move side. And I'm pretty sure he's going to. I'm pretty sure he's going to go.
Oh my God. There we go, nice and easy.
What am I doing? There we go.
For P3, maybe even P2. P2 guaranteed at the minute, barring any penalties or spins. So he just needs. Oh, there goes Wiggles. Adios. And Doran's through. Halvor might be getting through as well. As of course, Halvor and Wiggles are on. No, they're not. I'd say they're on the same amount of penalties. That could be a battle for. Well, losing the least positions.
Here's one for you then. Penalties 3 and 6. So Gogs is already in front. Oh no, he's not in front of Gogs. Not in front of Chris Big Pro yet. But with the rate he's going, he'll be P2 in a lap and a half.
A lap.
Yeah, maybe a lap. Yeah.
Yes, we'll find out here. Like it's.
But the next question is: does this man, Stanek, will his tyres hold out against the intermediates? Will he make it? Will he make an error? Will he lock up? As we get yellow flags in Sector 3, it looks like it was Mad G. No, Mad G and Halvor.
No, Mad G, he was that far back. I think it was Vicker or Wiggles. I think it was Halvor himself actually, because he was right behind Wiggles, and now he's just dropped off 5 seconds. So maybe I don't know if I've just been on board with Halvor there. The engine's screaming with revs as it just heads up the gears because there's no traction for those tyres anymore. There's nothing for them to
bite.
Burning.
Yeah.
I mean, 4 seconds now for Gogs. It's 6 seconds to the lead.
This could be a last to first challenge successful, mate. He's got 4 laps to do it. He's not far. He's not far, mate. It's coming down very quickly.
I'm going to check warnings for Gogs. I've checked warnings for Stanek. He has
I reckon
down 2.
I reckon Gogs has got 1 warning.
Clean. Completely clean.
Clean? Wow.
So Gogs can push and make, well, 1 or 2 mistakes and going off.
Do you know what would really help him? If Stanek got a penalty.
At least 1 more on the way. You never know.
Oh.
Let's have a look through this round corner. We might even see it.
Gogs has got the 2 guys in front of him. He's literally got the 2 guys in front of him. He just needs to get on the back of these guys, get the slipstream, and he's even closer to Stanek. This is going to be a monumental finish. This could be down to the last lap, Smithy.
This and Wiggles another. There we go.
Wiggles with another whip it with 12 seconds. Yeah.
Oh, Matrandia, this is going to lose them even more time as those 2 are fighting between themselves now. As I don't know what Matrandia is fighting for. He's got the podium. He just needs to be there at the minute, I think.
You see, I'd like to know the temperature of Stanek's tyres because he's going really slow through the slow corners. I reckon his tyres are burning, and I reckon he's starting to struggle.
You know what? Go down when he gets to the main straight, ride on board him because you will see what I've been seeing the last couple of laps.
What with Stanek?
Yeah, with Stanek.
Well, I'm on him. I'm on him now, mate. I'm just watching him.
Honestly, through even here, look, he's straight to the left. He's straight to the wet side. Chris Big Crow with a 9-second penalty now, and he's straight through onto the left side where there's the non-racing line. He wants to cool those tyres down.
Yeah, seen that, mate. Yeah. I think his temperatures are high. That's what it is. And Gogs now within 1 second of the guys in front, P2, P3. I think down the straight you might see Gogs actually overtake 2 of these guys if he gets it right. Let's just put on the telemetry.
Straight to the left.
68%.
Straight to the left. You can see him. He's nowhere near the racing line at the minute. He's just all the way on the wet patch, and then he's going to dart across the other side, get the little last wet patch he can, and then straight into the racing line for turn 1. Gogs not done through turn 1.
Yeah, he's pushing him now. He's right on the gearbox of Mathandra. I think this might be a case of waiting until the next lap. So I think at this point the win is slipping away. I mean, it's 5 seconds.
He needs to get it to him now.
It's nearly 6 seconds to the leader. Is it 6 seconds? Yeah, and 5 seconds.
Do we see him? He's in none through 10. He could have got it up there. He had the better traction through Toaster.
Yeah, but it's a risky one, that, isn't it? You need compliance from all drivers for that to work.
I think at the minute, when slipping away, you've got to try it. You're on the better tyre. You're on the way better tyre even.
No, I don't think I've got to because
there.
Wow,
both of them.
Yeah,
Doran's on the podium.
There was problems for Chris Big Pro and Mathandra. They had contact, I believe, coming over the top of the Blind Crest Hill. Mathandra's slow getting back. He's lost loads of time now to Doran, but that pushes Gogs into P2. We've got Stanek, Gogs, Doran all in P1, 2, 3 with no penalties. This is a race for the lead now. They've literally got 2 laps to go. 2 laps for Gogs to win it on the better tyre. Let's just put that on actually, when I actually find it. There you go. It's obvious that I'm not great at commentating because I don't know my settings. But yeah, we've got Gogs now 4 seconds behind Stanek. He's got 4 seconds over 2 laps and an overtake to do. This is going to be close. I think we're talking 4 tenths.
Last lap.
4 tenths at the line. I think Gogs will be P2, 4 tenths.
Oh, slight mistake through Villeneuve. Second part of Villeneuve. Lost a couple of tenths due to that. This is going to be extremely close now. I think this will be the lap that makes it or breaks it for Gogs, barring any penalties or incidents for Stian.
By the way, Vicker in P8 is going to catapult 12 seconds is 10 seconds into P3.
P4.
Oh, sorry, P4. Sorry, yeah, P4.
Don't take the Scots voting away, mate.
Doran's going to spin on the last lap, penultimate corner. Commentator's curse. But yeah, Vicker keeping a clean race as long as he just keeps it tidy. is going to catapult himself all the way up to P4 when he crosses that line. But Gogs now 3 seconds. He's got a lap to go. He's not got enough pace. He's not got enough pace, mate. It's not going to happen. It's going to be 4 attempts at the line, I'm telling you.
Matrandia is on 1% ERS. That could be huge as well. Gogs on 10%. This is interesting to get to the end now. 2.5 seconds. That gain has just gone 2/10 through turn 1.
Smithy, last lap, less than 3 seconds. If Stanek gets a penalty, that's the win for Gogs, mate. That's how close it is.
Look at the gap he's just gained there. Half a second through Villeneuve.
It's not enough though. It's not enough. It's still looking like 4 tenths at the line, mate. That's what it's looking like to me.
Stanek through. That was clean. That was perfect. Nowhere near the edge of the track, and that is what he needs, and it's what he wants.
What a race from Gogs, and what a race from Stanek. This is unbelievable. We're at the chicane now. If you're going to get a penalty, this is where it's going to happen.
Nice and easy.
Mob's getting a penalty.
Perfect. He's all over him though. He's all over him.
Mate, 4 tenths. I'm telling you.
He's going to go for it. He's going to have to go for it.
He's going to have to if he wants it.
He's got the run. He's got the run.
He's not. He's not. It's not enough. It's not enough.
Out the final corner.
Could it be?
He's got the ERS.
At the line. At the line. Could it be at the line?
No.
P2. It's going to be 4 tenths.
What a race.
Mate, 5 tenths. I want far off, mate. I called that a lap and a half ago. You got to give me that. As Doran comes across the line. P3. What a race from the Scouse. What a race.
Oh, the toppies. That's all I'm going to say for that one.
Absolute monumental race. Amazing. Vicar up to P5. What a race from the Vicar. And I'm sorry, that's my driver of the day, Vicar. I know Stanek, Gogs and Doran and Mathander all had great races, but for the Vicar to do that from P8 as well, that's a solid race. But Gogs...
For me...
Gogs, I know, Gogs, P4, up 14. Ooh.
Gogs, for me, unbiasedly, Gogs is driver of the day. Biasedly, it's Doran. Obviously, bias.
Yeah, he's up 8 positions, so that wouldn't be a bad shout, mate. You might be right, mate, with Doran. You might be right. Right, Smithy,
I think Gogs deserves it, though. He's nailed that.
When you get to the lobby screen, can you run down the order, mate? I'll be quiet for 30 seconds.
Yeah, sorry, mate. Do you want me to send an invite to the party, or...?
I'll stop that in a second, mate.
Sound. Right, as we just wait for the podium screen to finish. P1, OWR Stank from P4 on the grid, and the big news there, couldn't get the win from last. Gogs in P2, SFR Zoran in P3, Matrandia in P4 with a 3-second time penalty. Vicar in P5, jumping up huge positions at the very end. Mad G in P6, getting beat by his dad just on the where's the strategy. Chris Big Pro P7, after being on pole, he's ended up in P7. Halvor in P8, Billy G P9, Mr. Wiggles P10, OWR Preb in P11. P12 is Ellie, P13 is Silver Fox. Cowboy 33-2A is 14th, 15th is John Mobes, and the only DNF of the session, SFR Simo in P16.
Smithy, second thoughts. You might be better. You might be quicker doing the invites for me, mate.
Sound.
If that's all right, mate. Doran, Gogs, and Stanek, mate. Please, buddy.
Yeah.
So while Smith is doing that, what a monumental race for Division 3 around Imola. That were very difficult conditions. Obviously went from full wets to intermediates. It was borderline intermediates for a while, but then those that stayed out longer, the likes of Gogs, Doran and Stanek, they made it well, not Stanek because he's still on the wets, but it just shows you that strategy is a massive part of this. You know, Gogs, it paid out for him, going last to nearly first. It was 5 tenths at the line. Absolutely brilliant.
That was an amazing race to watch.
That was a
And
great
a
race.
pleasure to commentate on there. That was probably the race of the season, to be honest.
Yeah, do you know what?
So far.
Do you know what? I would actually agree with you, Smithy. That was a great race.
Race of the season. So far. Still quite a bit to go in the season, I think. How many rounds? 24, 25? I'm only on round 10, 11, so a lot to go. They've all been sent invites.
Cheers,
It's
mate.
just up to them if they want to join.
So Stanek with Mercedes then. There we go. There we go. Mercedes. So yeah, let's just actually. Do you know what we failed to do as well is check the messages on the YouTube feed today. So Stephen Harris, who's normally the commentator, nice one, mate. Hope you have a good race. Good, I'm missing it. Yeah, cheers, Stephen. Cheers for your commentary. We really value our commentators in this league. It's absolutely amazing that you commentate for us, mate, and such a great commentator. I don't know if you guys out there have listened to Steve. The bearded Steve is amazing. We love him at SFR. Absolutely amazing. Looking down the comments, who've we got?
So old for this.
We need Stanek in Division 2. Do you know what? I think Chris Big Pro and Stanek could be a great shout for Div 2. I really do.
Adrian Newey on comms here, Martin said.
Noldus, big love for Steve. Where is our Steve at? Yep, you see, he's only done, is it 2 sessions now? And already people are loving Steve. The bearded Steve, who's no longer bearded because he shaved it the other week. Oh, come on, Steve, what are you doing? Keep the beard, mate. Come on.
Get the Yorkshire bias out of this, mate. Just because he's from Yorkshire.
And then Martin saying, wonder how Gogs is doing. What's him on the minimap? Yeah, Gogs did pretty well, Martin. Yeah, nearly got the last to first challenge, but because he failed, he's got to not qualify again next week.
That's a rumour you've spread yourself.
I mean, to be honest with you, mate, I'm the all-seeing, I'm the all-seeing eye, mate. I think I'm right. I think he's had a bet with a friend. Doran agrees. Doran agrees, mate. He's had a bet with a friend.
Half the league agrees.
Yeah, he's not allowed to qualify till he's done last to first. I mean, if we're going to get real, it's likely that he's got kids and that's his bath time during qualifying. But let's not let facts get in the way of a good story. He lost a bet in a pub years ago, and he's now got to do last to first challenge, or he can never qualify in an F1 esports race ever. So
I don't think that'd be in a pub. It'd probably be last race when he ever got. He got told, "I'm going to do last to first, and until then, I'm not allowed to qualify."
Yeah.
And he just hasn't done it since in any league.
Well, it looks like no one's joining, mate. So those of you who are following your drivers that were on the podium, tell them they're all gits, they're selfish, and they don't care about the league because you've left your commentators waiting in the wings to speak to you. How rude. No, only joking, guys. It's entirely up to the drivers if they join the podium interviews, but looks like no one's joining, so I'll tell you what, Smithy, I will agree with you that was probably the best race of the season in SFR.
So far.
I mean,
a lot to go.
I don't know. I mean, my short-term memory's bad. There might have been better races on other divisions, but yeah, I think that's up there, mate. That's definitely up there.
Definitely.
But anyway, where we're next week? Is it Baku?
If I'm not wrong, it should be Baku.
Baku, I think it is. Yeah. So we're kicking off this week with Division 3 in Imola. Don't forget, tomorrow night at 7:30 PM we've got Division 2, where it's getting pretty spicy. I think P1 to P7's like 50 points or something. Then of course the fastest aliens, which includes Smithy, is on Wednesday night at 7:30.
I am
Division
far
1.
from an alien. Just because I got one podium, mate.
You're still an alien. And then of course that brings us to next week, which is of course Baku, a track that I love. And then obviously the week after that, is Singapore, a track that I love.
And then we got to that Monaco track that you love, blah, blah,
Oh
blah,
my
blah.
God, we've got 3 weeks of awesome driving for Danny Mac. Oh, but yeah, guys, do join us back again tomorrow night to see Division 2. You'll probably see me spin about 3 times, rage quit or whatever, but yeah. And then, of course, Wednesday night's Division 1. And then just keep following us. If you do want to follow us, you get us on Facebook. I do believe we've got a TikTok. I
Not
think we've got
active since
Instagram.
2022.
I know, but we've got it there. Just get involved. But anyway, guys, yeah, thanks for joining us tonight. Smithy, thank you so much for your call, comments, mate. It's been a pleasure. Never a
Yeah, it's
chore.
been a pleasure, mate.
Yeah, I think we need to do this more often, actually. So let's start a new hashtag. Bearded Steve out, Rogue Smithy, Energy Dan in. I'm only joking. Steve, you're good here, mate. Position's fine. But yeah, we're going to leave it there, guys. Hope you've been enjoying the racing tonight. It's been a difficult one, but it's been an enjoyable one. So from Energy Dan and good old Rogue Smithy, we'll catch you next time. Good night.